Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share my July works in progress. I have a lot of fun things to share with you. Some of these are made with fabrics that you haven't yet seen unless you've kind of been following the YouTube channel very closely. But they are at least things that I wasn't able to share with you a month ago for my works in progress. I'm really excited to share some of these projects with you today, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's just get started with what I have on the table. First of all, if you watched last week's, I think it was last week, our small project video, it was actually two small projects. And the first one is this little flying geese mini. And this one is actually a free PDF. And I shared the fall version and the Christmas version. I didn't actually make these in July. I just wanted to point out to you that they are available. And then we also shared, there is one of my small PDF patterns in my Etsy shop for this table runner, which would be great in any kinds of fabrics. I've got it in Christmas. But I just want to make sure that if you missed that video, you can go watch that, and PDF patterns for both of these are available. Okay, so as for what I've been working on since our last video, when I got ready to decorate for the 4th of July, I realized I needed some more table runners. So I went to my scrap bin, and I'm super excited about these because these are completely from my scrap bin. So they are a lot of different collections that I had pieces. Some of these pieces were just barely bigger than what I needed. But I made this little mini mat for a little area in my kitchen. And this is using 15 blocks from the Mini Brick Road table runner pattern. I actually also made a bigger Mini Brick Road table runner, all from scraps. Even this border fabric was in my stash of knits from a few years ago, and made this. And then I still had one more space I needed a runner for it. I can't believe I didn't remember, but then I realized why. I had a table that was upstairs in my office that I moved down into the family room, and so it never needed anything last year because it just had office supplies on it. So now that it's in my family room, it needed a long runner. And so I made, this is the simple patchwork runner from my Home and Hearth quilt book. And I think I can have Billy pop up a picture of the original one from the book, but you can see it turned out just beautiful in the Minnick & Simpson fabrics. And once again, from my stash, so I can't give you a name of the collection because it has probably 5 or 6 collections. This border fabric has been in my closet for years, literally 6 or 7 years. But some of the fabrics, I believe, are newer from the Belle Isle collection, but everything else is older. And we'll put up a link to this pattern. One more thing, so it was super fun. I had my friend Vicki was able to quilt these for me just on about a couple weeks before the 4th of July. She quilted them all on a Saturday morning, and I brought them over Saturday morning. I think she had them for me Saturday night. They were ready to pick up, so I was really grateful to her for that. Okay, I did share this last month, and I decided to use this block for my 10-day challenge. And we are filming this early, like I mentioned, in July. And so I'm on my day 1 and day 2 where I'm just cutting the strips up. So I'm cutting my strips into pieces, and then I'm going to be sewing. My goal is just 10 blocks for 10 days, but I'm pretty sure I'll get a lot more than that done because of taking the first 2 days just to cut my strips. And so in the August video, I will share either all the blocks, or maybe they'll even be set into a quilt by then. We'll see. These blocks go super, super fast. Okay, other things I'm working on. Quilting Life block of the month. I'm staying caught up with that. I have to film the videos for all of you. And this is our July block in the 12-inch size, and then the July block in the 6-inch size. So staying caught up with this. I'm getting ready to actually make my August blocks really soon. And then also I'm still sewing along with Moda Blockheads 4, and still doing my small blocks in the red and blue and gray, and the large blocks just in all the colors from Emma. Now, we did just share our Simply Delightful collection, and I'm going to start adding in some of those fabrics into these blocks. I think it's going to go from being an Emma quilt to being a scrappy quilt, because I'm only about halfway through the block making process for this, and so I think it'll be really fun to mix in that other collection. So really looking forward to doing that, and I'll show you how that works out next month as well. Okay, I'm going to move these to the side just a minute. Since we last filmed, I've finished up 4 different quilts with the new Simply Delightful collection. 3 of them are here. Maybe we'll just pop up a picture of each of the 4 real quickly, but there are 2 fat eighth quilts and 2 fat quarter quilts, and we will be filming individual videos on all of these quilts as well. But I wanted to show you, because I keep saying, oh, I've made these quilts that you can't see, so you'll be seeing them up close really, really soon. Okay, and then the last thing I want to share with you today is I've mentioned before that we are doing a sampler quilt with our Home for the Holidays quilt book. And I am making the sampler using our Emma fabrics, and Chelsea is making the same sampler using Christmas reds and greens from a variety of our collections for a Christmas version. And the patterns are based on the projects in the book, so you do need the book to sew along, but then we will have the free PDFs each week of the sew along this fall, where we will give you all of the additional fabrics that you need and all the information that you need to get going. Now, as I mentioned, I've got my blocks all completed, and I'm going to be putting them together tonight, and then I'll get a PDF available for you for fabric requirements. And it may not be available while you're watching this video, but when we post a little video with both of our quilts, it will for sure be ready for you by then. And then you can gather your fabrics for this sew along, which will begin in the fall. And I'm not going to show all the blocks today, but just the top, the quilt on this one is based on my cover quilt. So that's basically what we've done, is we've taken blocks from our quilts and projects in the book, and we've adapted them for this sampler quilt. It's going to be it's just a really, really beautiful quilt, and we hope that you will sew along with us as well. I'm going to start filming some of those videos, just kind of a sneak peek. And also I wanted to mention we do have 2 blocks that we are sharing patterns for that are not based on the projects in the book, but that are just kind of bonus blocks. And that will make it so that if you don't want to do the English paper piecing, you don't have to. You will still have 12 choice. You'll have 13 blocks, and you only need 12. So if you don't want to do the English paper piecing, you won't have to. We'll have a pieced block that you can substitute. Or if there is a block in here that maybe you just don't like for whatever reason, or you don't feel like it fits your fabric choices, you can use that extra block and substitute. There will be so many options that we'll be sharing with you for this too. You could honestly just take 2 of your favorite blocks and alternate them for an entire quilt, or just lots of options that we'll be sharing. But really excited to have gotten these blocks done and be able to put them together today. And that's it for what I've been working on. As I mentioned, you'll be able to see a lot of these quilts and projects in their entirety very, very soon. And especially these log cabins, really looking forward to showing you those. Okay, so that's it for the July Works in Progress video. As I mentioned, I'll have all of the links in the description for everything that I shared. Some of the patterns, as I mentioned, are already available. Some of them will be coming soon, but everything that I talked about, I'll have just a link for you. And I'm really excited to share with you even more, share with you more of the finished log cabins, and share the finished sampler quilt with you very, very soon, hopefully. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.